Evening, Bill. Evening, Davy. Thanks for both joining me in the Star Sports Zoom room once again. Early January, it's bleak, it's wet, lockdown has set in. So we thought we'd give the guys at home some fun new content, something to look forward to, and what more to look forward to than the Cheltenham Festival. We've just got through a sort of a fun Christmas period. Lots of pointers towards the festival. So I thought I'd grab you both. We'll get on here and we'll go through the 4 championship races. No better than a Yankee on those 4 at this time of the year. Something to dream big for 2 months. And boy, do we need it. So we'll get straight in. We'll go into the Champion Hurdle and we'll start there. And then we'll move on to the Queen Mother, the Stayers and the Gold Cup. But I'll give you a show of betting on the Champion Hurdle. And then I'll let you go first on the Champion Hurdle, Bill. But we bet 7-4 Epatante. She can return and we keep her crown. Sharjah 7-1. Silver Streak 7-1. St. Roy is a 10-1 chance, along with Aspire Tower. And Abracadabra is 14-1. And I would say I'll let you go first, Bill. But looking at that, I've got to come straight to you, Davy. Talk about Gordon's Abracadabra and how you actually pronounce it for a start and how you're feeling looking forward to the race.
Yeah, sure. It's a brilliant race. Obviously, he ran a very, very good, credible second last year to Shiskin in the Supreme Novices. The last in Leopardstown just couldn't. It was too bad to be true. I was doing a bit of TV on the day, and you could see they came to me halfway through the race, and he was the one horse that he wasn't traveling. He just didn't do things right. Nothing happened for him. So I'd have to write that off. I'd like to see him again. But he does, to be fair, have a long way to go to prove that he's a champion hurdler just yet.
And a few of Gordon's didn't fire though. Did anything come to light with him or?
Not so much. No, just a little bit. A lot of them were just a little bit below par. I suppose, stables, it happens. I see a little bit in Henderson's are a little bit the same, and I wouldn't be too worried about it because a lot of the horses still ran well, so it just might be some small niggly thing.
And of the others, we've got Epatante, Sharjah, Silver Streak, St. Roy, Aspire Tower. I take it you'd fear Epatante the most, would you?
Yeah, definitely. I give her a chance. I think Adam Wedge really excelled in Kempton. Again, I have a real liking for Silver Streak, and wasn't surprised that he went and done it. He's always been knocking on the door, very talented horse, again from the Evan Williams stable. So for that reason, she was a little bit the same as Abracadabra. She'd never really travelled. She didn't jump as well as she can, and that is really her forte, is when she is jumping and travelling. And for all them reasons, I'm more than confident that Nicky Henderson will have her back to 100% come Champion Hurdle Day, and for me, she is still a worthy favourite. I thought there might be less of a gap between her and the field. 7-4, kind of you're going to 5-1 or 7-1. The field is. I'm not so sure she's that far ahead of them, but I still think she is the one they all have to beat.
Yeah, I mean, Bill, Nicky doesn't get some better than anyone for March, isn't it? Are you looking at that thinking I'm suddenly getting 7-4 about what was a 6-5 chance and probably should still be a 6-5 chance?
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, Buvardere got beaten in this race. I mean, I know it was the year that he fell. I wouldn't be too bothered. I mean, she didn't fire.
I agree.
For whatever reason. But as much as she didn't fire, Silver Streak was brilliant. And I think, it's just that, if Silver Streak was trained by Paul Nicholls or Nicky Henderson, what price would he be now? I mean, I think he's the one. I know you said 7s. I think there's some 10s out there, but he's been the best hurdler in the UK this season so far. He should have won at Cheltenham, should have won the International. Routed Epatante. Time was very good. Carried out at Newcastle, so we don't know too much about that. And then
sixth in the race last year is a 1 blot on the copy, but I mean it's a good performance. But do you think he's simply improved that much since last year?
Yeah, but third the year before, or so he's got Cheltenham form, and he may have just improved. He's whatever they're doing, even at the grand old age of 8, he's running to a level of form that he's never matched before. And all I'm saying is that we are 9 weeks away from the festival. We're not 9 months away. and he's a very in-form hurdler who's going to go there fresh now, have a break, on the back of a very good beating of Epatante in a very good time. And for me, at 10-1, he would just be the value against, the favourite's the obvious one to beat, but she's going to have to up her game to reverse that form against an informed horse, and I'd definitely be with Silver Streak at a double figure price.
Okay, so as we go through, me and you will give our selection. We'll have a lucky 15, if we will, as we go through, and Davey will give us the most likely winner. So you're kicking off with Silver Streak each way. I will put up Aspire Tower each way at 10s. I thought second in the Triumph last year. That second to Charger was a great run. I think he'll be in the 3. Davey, the most likely winner for you would be Epatante at this stage.
Yeah, I think so.
Brilliant. Okie dokie. Right, let's kick straight on to the Queen Mother. Show betting down the card with Star Sports. 11-8 favourite is Chacon Pour Soi. Politologue 5-1. Altior is 9s. Nuba Negra is 11. Put the Kettle on the Notebook 16. Defi de Soul 20-1. Bill, you can go first here. 11-8 Chacon Pour Soi. Back or lay at the price, and of the others, who's the most likely to serve it up to him?
I couldn't possibly back Chacon Pour Soi at 11-8. I mean, he doesn't turn up very often, so he's got to get there first. And I know it's 9 weeks away, but he's never. If you look how many times he's found the race course, he's not easy to get right. Look, if he turns up and he's on a going day, he's still got a bit to prove for me. I think he's very short. Politologue obviously won a muddling race last year, and he's kind of this unfashionable, supposedly unlikely or unlikable kind of horse. I mean, he's rock solid, but again, he's a bit skinny at 5.5-1. He's the wrong side. Altior, does he need further now? Maybe he does. Maybe he's a bit long on the truth. I mean, Nuba Negra is interesting at the price. If you can take that Kempton form quite literally over Christmas, I've still got a question mark over it. Something just didn't sit right to me. But the more I watch it, he's won like a 180 horse, and it just doesn't seem right. At the prices, I would probably maybe go for something like Put the Kettle on at 16s, on the basis that she seems miles better around Cheltenham, and she gets the kind of £7 allowance, and she just may be a bit of value. You get the odd turn up here and there. I Put the Kettle on will probably get one for me, but it's the race I would be least kind of inclined to have a bet on at this stage.
The one thing, I can't remember exactly the prices last year, so don't quote me, but I know that we had Chacon Pour Soi, Altior, and Defi de Soy.
Yeah.
All sort of sub 5-2 area, wasn't it, really?
10-1, yeah.
And Altior's 9s. Defi de Soy is a 20-1 chance here.
Yeah.
Okay. You look at the way his career's gone. He had a bad year he had a great year 2017, won the Triumph. It all went wrong for him at 2018. 2019 he come back and won the JLT, the Schlur. 2020 went wrong for him. He's got this sort of pattern to his career, and I just can't help but think if they did have him backfiring and the Philip Hobbs team are going a lot better, look at Time Hill running his races. I thought Defi was a huge each way price at 20-1.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, the issue, we're likely to see him in a couple of weekends' time in the Clarent House. And if we see him there and he comes back to form, he's a single figure price and he's there or thereabouts. Yeah. I backed him last year at 12, so watching him finish unplaced at 1-3 was one of the most unpleasant moments. I wouldn't be in a hurry to go and repeat the trick this time, but listen, he's a great horse, a grand horse on a going day, and he could be a bit of value. But if he gets well beaten in the Clarence House, he might disappear back to Masterstown for a bit, and we might not even get him to Cheltenham. So that's why he's that big a price.
Davey, like Bill said, we don't get to see Chacon Pour Soi much anywhere, let alone England. Sort of 6 career starts, he's won 5. How good is he? From an Irish angle, for spending that time probably following him home a couple of times as well, how good a horse is he? Are we underrating him from being this side of the sea?
No, I don't think we are. Ireland are not renowned for having top quality 2 mile chasers, and I think when we kind of think we have one, we like to blow them up. I'm
Moscow Flyer.
Yeah. But it's been a good few years since Moscow.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room between drinks. My worry with Chacon Pour Soi is his last 100 yards in Leopardstown. looks to be very, very sluggish. He puts a race to bed. His jumping is outstanding around Leopardstown. He puts a race to bed between the second last and the last, and you know, he just empties horses out. I can't see him doing that in Cheltenham. I would be very much still on the side of put the kettle on. And more so, I was disappointed with her in Leopardstown, I'll have to be honest.
Yeah, I was too.
I thought she would at least compete for the race, you know. But saying that, she is definitely better around Cheltenham. And, you know, as Bill pointed out, the prices, you know, you're getting huge value. I don't particularly fancy the favourite for the reason that he doesn't really gallop out through the line. And for a champion...
Davey, we've discussed this about the importance of running away from the last at Cheltenham and see what the likes of Altior and Sprinter did when they're their strongest between the last and the line. That's when you don't want to be at your weakest, isn't it? That's when you don't want to be treading water.
Yeah, and that is why I still think that Altior is... let him look like he's gone a bit sluggish. I think the year before last and the year before that, he was a little bit sluggish anyway. But the one positive was he finished off his race well the last day. And I think with Henderson's under a cloud, that he getting back to Cheltenham in 100%, I think he still could be the horse that would be very much in the picture coming down over the last two, and
on better ground as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't write off Altior. I like the filly. I would be very slow about the favourite at the moment. I still think he has to go and show it and do it and put it all to bed, you know.
So selection would be if you could ride one, you'd probably be with put the kettle on, Davey. Your selection for your lucky 15, Bill, would be
put the kettle on.
Put the kettle on.
I'd go with Altior then if Bill is going to put the kettle on. I still like Altior.
And I'd be torn at the prices. I'd be torn between Altior and Defi because it is so much bigger than last year. And I don't think they've regressed that much. I will go with Defi at 20-1, which takes us through to the Stayers Hurdle. And of the four races we're going to talk about, amazingly, this is the one that probably excites me the most. Show of betting down the card: Paisley Park 5-2, Ante-Post favourite. Time Hill 7-2. Then we've got 10-1, Benny de Dieu, Sir de Burley. Fury Rose at 12-1 chance. Honeysuckle that she is as well. Roxana 14, Ronald Pump 14, 16-1. McFabulous and the Storyteller. What a fine horse he's been for you and so many punters down the years. Paisley against Time Hill, or has it got a lot more to it than that, William?
It's got a little bit more to it than that. I think they're the obvious two. They're two exceptional stayers. I think Cider Burley's better than he showed. Like I was saying about Gordon's being a bit under the cloud. I thought both him and Fury Road ran below par in that race. Cider Burley's proved he loves Cheltenham. He's bound to be competitive.
He'd probably be nearly our biggest loser in the book at this stage for any race, Cider Burley.
Would he? Well, it wouldn't surprise me. I think he's a rock solid player. Paisley Park, Time Hill are obvious, but they are well found in the market. You know, they will. Paisley Park looks a different animal this year, and Time Hill seems to be just learning on the job and was probably in front too soon at Ascot. So they're two really good types. They'll probably finish 1-2, but at the prices, they'll probably go Cider Burley at 10. Because I think he's very good around Cheltenham, and I think he's a player, and I don't think he's as far behind those two as the market might suggest.
Davey, I mean, Gordon's got a strong hand. He might not have the second favourite with Sir de Burley. He's got Fury Road, who I was amazed to see he'd only had 10 career starts, who's got a bit of Cheltenham form behind him as well. The Storyteller, who's obviously won there for you and come second as well. Of the three, the betting says Sir de Burley's clear. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, but you can't dismiss Gavin Cromwell's horse, Flooring Porter.
Yeah, it was a good win.
And there's also another horse in Ronald Pump who was second or third in the race last year. So this Stayers Hurdle is wide open. It's definitely wide open. Now, Flooring Porter is a 5-year-old, only just turned 6. So you'd have to take that into consideration that there is probably more improvement to come. He's a genuine national hunt horse and all that, but he started off his career very, very low, something like 112 or something over hurdles. Now, he is a bit tricky. He gets someone at the start. Someone goes to him at the start, but he goes from the front and he goes hard. And if he hadn't opposition for the lead, he could be dangerous. But he is a little bit tricky. You know, he's things have to fall right for him. But he's a 5-year-old, just turned 6, and huge improver. Ronald Pump obviously missed Leopardstown, so we don't have the comparison there. You would like to have seen Ronald Pump run against him in Leopardstown and see if Flooring Porter was a genuine contender. And we probably will see them at the Dublin Racing Festival again, which would be a more of a guideline towards this. And with a stairs hurdle, you know, the favourite Emma Lavelle's horse, Paisley Park. I think he's quite hard on himself during the race, and I think last year he needed last year to get over the year before, and he just, with the lockdown and things, it just might have suited him that he didn't get another hard race last year. So for that reason, he probably is a worthy favourite. When he showed in Ascot that he came back to form, what he usually does, he goes through that flat patch and then rubbers home, and you can do that at Cheltenham. But I would just say that Flooring Porter getting you know, not taken on for the lead could be dangerous.
Tell you what, Dave, I just noticed down here next to my notes, I've got Storyteller, first 2018, bracket splash of Ginge, exclamation mark. I still don't know if I've quite forgiven you for that. And we're 2 years down the line. It's amazing the things we remember, isn't it? So, Flooring Porter for you in the stayers. Bill, selection?
I'd go Cider Burley at the prices.
Yeah, same for me, Cider Burley. And let's kick straight into the Gold Cup. Show of betting, 7-2 album photos to make it 3 in a row. Santini's an 8-1 chance along with Champ. 9-1 chances of Minella, Indo and Aplutar. 12-1 the mighty Frodon. Davey, if you could ride one, I assume you would be straight on album photo.
Presenting Percy, surely.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying at this stage.
Yeah, I would think so. I would be very satisfied with his return. All, you know, you've very little to go on, but it's all aiming towards where it was last year and
similar preparation.
People used to give out about Henrietta Knight when she didn't run best mate, and they're kind of going to do the same about William Mullins, but I'm confident he doesn't listen to him, nor did Henrietta. And you look what she done with best mate. So there's that. I was very impressed by Aplutar. He ran out through the line. Now, whether he ran out through the line hard or they slowed down a lot faster than you know, it looked like he was really eating up ground, but he ran out through the line and down past the line. So I'm confident he'd stay. And there's a little touch of size in John about him. So there's that. And then I would really like Imperial Aura. He's kind of 33-1. He's rated 157. Okay, maybe he doesn't have the class to win it, but he most certainly has course for or liking for the course, the ability, and could be ridden in a position in the race that a place would be a long ways from out of the question.
I will say this, and they won't mind me saying because I know them.
Ryanair.
They are on, and they are not on non-runner no bet for the Ryanair. so unless they want to do their money, and I definitely won't be giving it back to them.
I think he's a bit like Imperial Commander. He might do the Ryanair first, and then he's next.
And then, yeah. I think they're very much hoping that's what happens, and very much good luck to them, Ian and the boys, if you're watching. But I think, given that the money will be down, it will be Ryanair hopefully first, and then Gold Cup next year. But I'd be delighted to hear that you've got the faith in their horse that it could even do it this year.
I felt I was going to win that novice handicap last year. I felt I was going to win everywhere. I had a couple of mistakes along the way, but I still thought I'm going to win. My horse, I huge mass my horse Galvin, and he went down and proved this year that he's quite a useful horse. He's hasn't stopped winning since. But I went down over the kind of second last, still kind of saying I'm going to win, and then kind of wondering what is this yoke in front of me. It's not. Well, I knew what it was, but like
he kept pulling out.
Now.
He pulled out more and more in front of you, didn't he? Every time he got near him.
And I was saying that's a good horse, and he's obviously proved that since, and that's why. But if it's the Ryanair, then he would be on my list for definitely knocking in one of them big races.
William, Gold Cup winner, please.
Well, I mean, Boum Photo is the obvious one. I mean, at the prices at the moment, I would probably be. I'm allowed 2 darts. I would probably go for both the Hendersons. I'd probably go for Santini and Champ. I see you can get 11 and 12 to 1, Santini and Champ. I think Champ's a very interesting horse around 12 to 1. You know, we're not going to see him till whenever we're going to see him, Denman Chase or whenever we see him turn up. But Champ's, that was an unbelievable performance to pull the RSA out the fire, and he's a proper stayer. And Santini, I just like the fact that he's drifted on the back of a run in the King George where I didn't fancy him, and not many people thought he would compete around a course he's never gone well at. The previous run was a bit weird. It was a bit like a bumper, and he kind of was funny. But I think they'll train him like they did last year with one race in mind, the Gold Cup. And I just think he's a player, Santini, at 11 to 1. So if I had 2 darts, I go Santini 11 and Champ 12, because I think Nick Henderson's a genius and he'll get them there.
Yeah, and if I had 2, one of them would be Champ, and the other one, to wrap up my lucky 15, is a 25 to 1 chance in the Gold Cup. A horse who's going to, 5th time of asking, win at Cheltenham is Melon, who's come second to LeBake in the Supreme. He's come second.
Ryanair. He's going to the Ryanair.
You never know. I just think.
Go at Davy for putting a Ryanair horse up. You just put one up. He definitely goes Ryanair.
The run in the Savills.
No, don't do it.
You'll
burn your money. Don't do it.
Davey agrees with me. He stopped in the Savills. They did it.
I tell you what, Davey, when Imperial Aura and Melon comes to the last in the wrong races, we're going to look we'll be looking to swap tickets.
I think they'll finish 1st and 2nd in the Ryanair, so you'll enjoy it.
Well, let's hope they come 1st and 2nd in a certain order. Put it that way. Look at ours. Can you imagine owning that horse? 2nd in 2 champion hurdles. 2nd.
I wouldn't mind owning them.
I'll swap him.
Yeah.
I still maintain for 10 to 12 years of going to Cheltenham and betting in the ring, that the gamble on Melon in the 2018 champion hurdle, when he came 2nd to Privadere, is the biggest gamble I've ever seen at Cheltenham in my lifetime. He went from 14 into 7 in the champion hurdle in about 5 minutes. And we were like, what's this? We'd already laid him. It was the biggest loser in the book. And when it came there towards us, it was like, Christ, how's this going to happen to us? So there we go. We're even moaning about things that didn't happen now. That's bookmaking, isn't it? Guys, thank you so much for joining us. There's so much difficulty going on out there. No one can go racing. So hopefully bringing this to people's front rooms, give them something to really look forward to the Cheltenham Festival. I can say on their behalf, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.